So as we look at the plan that, and you can, as I said, follow along on the website, we got to this plan here. Now, if you look at this really closely, knowing the things that we know about the site, we have this long house here. And we have a private zone at each end. And in our particular case, we had a bedroom, another bedroom, and another bedroom here. And then we have this sort of private core. So this is a really solid internal block of space. Now, a standard house might look something like this, where you have what we call a double loaded corridor. So if we take this diagram of a house at its most basic form, let's remove our floor plan here. A lot of times what you see is a corridor coming down the dead center of the house, and you have rooms off to either side of that. You enter this room here, this room here, this room here, this room here, and you have spaces. You have compartmentalized the entire plan into very similar proportioned spaces. Now, what we've done with our plan that's different is to really exploit this idea of gathering light and creating privacy within a really simple shape. The simple shape allows us to be economical in our framing. This is only 20 feet wide. So what that allows me to do is in the basement have a center bearing line here, and I can frame right across this. Very efficient framing plan. I can truss the roof. This dimension, this 20-foot dimension, is small enough where I can buy prefabricated trusses, which are inexpensive, to span this whole space. And I can even vault the living spaces, which get a taller ceiling. So you can buy prefab trusses that have a vaulted ceiling, and that's exactly what we did. Okay, so we have this simple dimension here. Now we can stretch this out as long as we want. You know, if there was a view over here, or a stream over here, is there something special you want to take advantage of? You know, you can start cutting holes in this and really frame views out to special places. You know, this could be a set of doors that looks out to the view. This could be a giant window. You could look out to a view out here. All kinds of opportunities arise here within a really simple shape. Now what we've done with this central volume is, this is where you enter the plan. So we know we're parking out in this zone, and you enter like this into a space. And you actually, this zone in here is open. So this is a glass door, this is a hallway, your entry mudroom, and it's view. So as you arrive to the site, you arrive to this wonderful view of the forest. You're looking right at this sort of tree line out here, because remember the ground is sort of sloping off in this direction. So you enter like this, and you're immediately presented with a more solid volume. And inside this volume, we've had, when we first moved in, we had our laundry here paired with our mudroom. We had a pantry on the left here, and this is all sort of one big mudroom. So we've got this cocoa matting that runs in here, so in the main winter you can kick off your boots and scrape them off right here. This all stays contained in this sort of central core. The other piece we have here is a bath and a little workspace, sort of storage space here. Now the other thing that this core does, it gets away from that sort of idea of a double-loaded corridor, so where you would typically enter to the center of a house and then circulate along the center zone. This creates a really nice, private, darker space in the center of the plan. It allows light in at the edges, all along the edges here. And it actually makes this whole space feel a lot larger. So you're looking down this hall, it's framing a view, you can't quite see where it leads, and that really increases the volume and your sense of space in here. Now this transition piece, this sort of more private core of, we call it a core of service here, is an opportunity to have a lower ceiling. It's an opportunity to use different paint colors, different materials inside, really emphasize the fact that this is an internal space, it's darker, and it's sort of more comforting in here. And then you sort of find your way to these other spaces, and you find your way to the private bedroom here, a private bedroom here. And when you enter the front door, the other thing that's nice is having this open corridor that sort of laps around here, you really get a view of where you're supposed to go. It's obvious. This is the living space. This has a taller ceiling here. There's the wood stove. You can see our seating group laying out here, our dining, kitchen area. It's obvious. And to the person standing in the kitchen, they can look out all of this glass, all the windows that we have along this edge, and see who's arriving here. Then at this further end, we have the master bedroom, which is slightly larger. It's got an ensuite bath with an open door. And this area, it actually feels quite private, almost as private as these end bedrooms, even though it's directly adjacent to the living space. And one of the ways that we did that was by creating this freestanding wardrobe piece, and we actually bought it at IKEA. So you actually come through this pocket door here, and you have this circulation, this wardrobe piece that's pushing you along the edge of the plan, much like it's pushing you along the edge of the plan here to arrive to the bedrooms. And what this does is it acts as this transition zone. You have all of this space here between leaving the living room and actually entering your bedroom here. And it makes it feel quite private. So this is sort of a summary of how we got to this plan. I'm going to talk about a little bit more of the details in a future video. If you'd like this video, like to see other videos, please subscribe to my channel, and feel free to send me an email, eric@30by40.com. Come to my website to see more photos of the house and explore this project a little further. There's plenty of details and information on my website. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.